Yo, what's going on, people? All right. I've been sitting, chilling, wondering, man, I haven't listened to Dick Gregory in a long time, you know? And it's somebody I really enjoy listening to. It's an older guy with a lot of wisdom. He passed away at about 89 years old. So he lived a full life. Um, Presidents tried to kill him. He was part of the civil rights movement. He was also a comedian. But he's also a great dude. Yo, what up, Dice? Um, if you want to come up, you can come up. You already know all are welcome. You feel me? I should have put it in the title that it's an open panel. But we just gonna listen to Dick Gregory, and if he's a very introspective guy, he says a lot of shit. So a lot of deep shit. So if anybody wants to pause the video at any time, give some what they think about what he's talking about, or I feel like he could spark some deep conversation. So we just gonna vibe out and listen to Dick Gregory, my nigga. All right, then sit back and enjoy, my dude. And shout out to the YouTube channel that put this up, Real Black, YouTube.com. This is Dick Gregory. This is actually a 2-hour special. I'm gonna do both of them.
Okay, my mic, okay. 1, 2,
Probably
3, 4,
one
5.
after the other,
1, 2,
just so they
3.
upload fast.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3.
And let me know how the sound is. Let me know if you can hear.
5, 6, 7.
Welcome back, Brother Gregory.
Thank you. A lot has happened since
Yeah.
then, and a lot is fixing to happen.
Well, I must thank you. Since we
This video was made September 11th, 2017. So if you feel like some of this shit is outdated, that's because it's 3 years ago.
posted the first interviews, where I just did the count as of today, you're over 3 million views in terms of all the clips and everything.
Well, people are hungry for information. And information that's not filtered through the press. The press is part of the system. I mean, Rockefeller, man, the richest people in the world, gonna let the New York Times and LA print what they want to print. A bunch of unethical thugs, pimps, and whores, and they control everything. And because we, the people, hear what they tell us, and because they white folks, not black folks, even questions it, And then all at once, you all came through. 44,000 internet radios and sending information out here. You see, that's what Trump knows. And he knows there's certain things he better not say. And so you got white Americans here. I grew up in a all-black neighborhood in St. Louis. So I wasn't around the white folks. Okay. And so in order to look back and see, you have to do research on. I was not around no white folks except the good ones. I'm talking about not racist, the ones that come and collect the money or sell you something, And then you start doing the research and you realize Sears and Roebuck was invented by a black man. And then some kind of way they bought him out. I don't mean negatively, but if you ever shopped at Sears and you get a bill, the store says Sears, but legally all the bills have to say Sears and Roebuck, or you don't have to pay them.
Prevacid 24-hour knows you need to prevent frequent heart.
And so, who can have the time to drill into that? there's no way that all the stuff you got, Jones and them thugs don't know about it. But they scared. See, I didn't know white folks were scared. I never lived around them. I saw the movies, they weren't scared. The military. Have you asked yourself just one simple question? We're the richest country in the world. We have the mightiest research in the world. So how can we send soldiers to Vietnam, Korea, little countries that ain't got a nickel? And how our soldiers come back with all kind of syndromes? American soldiers commit suicide, 46 every day. Vietnamese is not doing it.
Like I said, this is a open discussion. Oh shit! I didn't even drop the damn StreamYard link. My bad, y'all. I'm like, join the panel. I ain't even dropped the goddamn. That's my fault. Hold on. My bad, son. But yeah, y'all can hop in if y'all want. We listening to Dick Gregory. And yeah. Let me drop this link in here, man. The Dick Gregory. And yeah. All right, hold on. Let me see. Where the fuck is this live chat? Okay. All right. There we go. All right, so y'all want to slide. It's open discussion.
Now, they don't have huge hospitals and research, and somebody said, wait a minute, there's something going on here we don't know about? I mean, that's real serious. But because nobody cares nothing about a veteran, not even a veteran, anytime you go kill somebody for somebody you don't know, but they're not going to send their children. And the folks that make the money is the munitions people. There's something wrong with that. The president 6 months ago signed an $80 billion check for jet planes. Now, you don't hear them on TV or radio begging for money like they do for veterans. You mean you sign an $80 billion check to the airline industry that's making planes, but the people who's been wounded, one leg cut off, arms cut off, and all kind of mental things. And so the closest I've come to saying, what's the difference between me and the Vietnamese? Well, if you're not Christian, if you're not no religion, growing up in America, you hear thou shalt not kill. You hear that. So I wonder, is this what makes Americans? Is that implanted there, thou shalt not kill, and they see they are killing people? I don't know.
That's why I'm not in the military.
But you sit and you look.
That's
and
why
you
I'm not
say,
in the military no
something's
more.
not right about this. And then you have if you look at your rich Christians in America, rich, they don't wear crosses. DuPont, Mellon, Rockefeller. The Pope don't wear crosses except when they're doing some kind of ritual. You see, I look at black folks that talk about we was here billions of years before white folks were. That means everything white folk got, they took it from you and then made it white. Made it white. If you was here, which you were. And so when you stop and think about the dinosaur, The dinosaur was here 3 billion years ago. The dinosaur. 3 billion years ago. They were bigger than mountains. But what they didn't tell you, so was the butterfly here when the dinosaur was here. And so was the turtle. The turtle was here. Turtle's still here. And so when you move from the religion that we've been trained to the real universal force. See, the word God means power. We know about no God. That's why they call the mob the Godfather. And you ain't heard nobody complaining. And so when you stop and think about the same God that made the moon and the sun and the rivers made me. So when I look at my hands, and I got 5 fingers on each hand, and it never changes. That God don't make no mistake. No mistake at all.
Well, that's one of the things that I wanted to ask you about. We didn't get around to. I mean, you speak of the universal God, the power of the universe. And I was really curious, like, are there things that we can do to tap into that power?
You're born into it. It's like you born with $10 billion in the bank, but they told you it wasn't there. It's still there. They can't steal it. They can use it as long as you don't know you have it. You know. And then you've been duped by your parents and they didn't know. If my mother heard me talking on a show like this, she'd call the police. And that's my mother. This is the woman that would hawk her house to put bail money up if I actually murdered somebody. So when you sit and think about, here's that universal force. That's who made your hair, not Sears and Roebuck, not Target. Do you think that God put something on you that need to be cut off? Think about that.
So why is it that so many of us are still in the dark about this?
Why wouldn't you be in the dark? You've been trained to be in the dark. Been trained. I mean, on Thanksgiving, we pray for the abundance. Now think about this for a minute. If I work for you and you pay me $1,000 a week, oh man. So one day I want to thank you. So do I give you a day for free or do I charge you $10,000? Which one?
I guess I'd take the free day.
Yeah, I'm not asking you, guess would you take? I said, if I'm talking about you, if I want to say thanks to you, do I give you a day for free or do I charge you $10,000? That's a simple question. Huh? I work for free. So on Thanksgiving, if that's the day we pray to the universe, thanks, then why don't we not eat that day? Why do you eat more that day than you eat any other day in the year? That's all I'm trying to say. You know, I'm not here to trick you or nobody else. Huh? And you can't trick me because I started off like you. Huh? I started off as ignorant. I had ignorant mother, ignorant father. Huh? I remember one day, my brothers and sisters.
Real quick, let me just say, I absolutely love this man, Dick Gregory. I wish he was my literal grandfather. And I'm saying that on the internet, live, nigga. Like, I listen to this nigga for hours, bro. Hours.
Said to my mother, you know, Richard don't say no blessing over food. And that scared her, because she's scared of God. So she grabbed my ears. I didn't know it was her. I looked around at her. I said, bitch, you out your motherfucking mind? She said, what'd you call me? I said, I called you a bitch. Where'd you hear that? I hear daddy call you that all the time and you ain't never grabbed his ears. He's the one that bring women in the house. He's the one that steals the rent money. I've never. Why do I not say the blessing? The Indians taught us Thanksgiving. How many black folks do you know, including you, have ever said thanks to the Indians on that day? And so I say, wow, man, what a, is that not hard to figure out? And so 3 hours later, after my dad called all that and hit her and knocked her down, I hear him back in the back room making them strange sounds. So I made a deal with my mother. I said, if you come down to the basement and pray over what I stole, I'll come up here and pray over what you stole. I'm a better thief than you. I just can't justify it by religion. I see you come out to them rich white folks' homes and stole food and then come here and cook it and then want me to say the blessing over it? I don't pray over stolen food. I was 9 years old, man. Out here looking and seeing things. Didn't know what it meant. Went to church. Heard all the stories. Why would the universal force that gave me everything I have give me hair if it had to be cut off? These little eyelashes have never been put where your feet is. But we so busy into the, and this is what's going to change stuff. And some of y'all got it, don't not even know what you're putting out there. But there's people out there been listening.
Well, definitely. I mean, I watch our talks many a time, and every time I see something new, as I evolve, as my consciousness evolves, I hear even more truth.
Yeah.
So, but help me, help us come out of the dark. How
you supposed to come out there? You own a Rolls Royce. I'm on welfare, nigga. Don't ask me. Well, I haven't got a Rolls Royce. You have to stop. Y'all keep talking, huh? You keep talking, man, and you shut the fuck up, huh? Cause the next thing you don't know, huh? A Rolls Royce. You got. I got a used Chevy. So why you gonna sit and compare yours to mine and wonder why I haven't got one? Everything the universe want me to have, I got the same thing Queen Elizabeth got. Huh? I got the same thing. You see, the universe made women and men made queens. The universe made men and men made kings. The difference between a woman and a queen and a man and a king is the way you wrap the gift. So I see your sister, I say, hey baby, you show mellow. Wow. So to convince her I love her, I go buy her a gift. I go to Target. But on the way back, I stop at Saks Fifth Avenue, and get them to put Saks Fifth Avenue tags in. I go by Neiman Marcus and get them to gift wrap it. Oh, he loves me. Huh? See how it works? See how it works? And so we give them special power to oversee us. And that's about to change now because there's a new set of people. One of the interesting stories about the guy that put an airline company together that embarrassed all the other airlines is JetBlue. He didn't believe in hiring nobody out of college. And the thing took off so fast, he had to go on the stock market. to get money. That fast. So now he had to have a board of directors. He didn't own it no more. He got stock, cash, but when you're dealing with other people's money. So they asked him some questions, said, well, we can't use, so they fired him. Now in firing him, they had to give him X $1 billion worth of stock, cash.
That's a fact. Rest in power, Dick Gregory. You will be missed.
He's still with the company, but he don't make decisions. So then he ended up opening up PayPal. PayPal. Now how you gonna figure out something if you don't know that? You do the same thing my ignorant, but leave it alone. So now he has the #1 airline company in the world in South America. Here's what he figured out. If you lived in South America, the roads are raggedy. The airports is caving in. So your father and mother live 80 miles from you. You see them once every 3 years. Then he came in with that JetBlue mentality and fixed them planes, made them larger. So now you can go visit your father every week for $30 round trip. See, you got to let the shit go. Huh? They can go anytime they want now. Huh? And come back. This is the new thinking out here now. Okay, so you can't come with old shit and work. That's over.
And that's what Dice was talking about on his channel about building. He just said something completely accurate and real. You got to let the old shit go. And that's what Dice was saying. It was like, we got fucked up relationships on this sector, but it ain't really about nothing. You see what I'm saying? I'm keep telling people and saying that shit. It ain't really about nothing. There's been like one fight on here out through all these arguments and doxing and all that shit. One real fight, and there was some old niggas. You see what I'm saying? So if it ain't really about nothing, if you put money in the mix, everybody tune change. So if motherfuckers start networking, you can even hate somebody and do business with them. White people do that shit all the time. They be hating people, shaking their hands in business meetings because that payout is $500 million. They put their differences aside because they ain't got nothing to do with the bread. Period.
Right. You said in one of our previous interviews, the dawning of New Age.
Yeah. So when you sit and keep your mouth shut, and you look at all them folks in Silicon Valley, it's a new group of thinkers. Those are what they call indigo children. They go out there.
For y'all who didn't hear what he said indigo children. We'll do a video on the indigo children as well.
Broke 2 years, they're billionaires. Billionaires. And you keep going. Some of them is government stuff. You know, I never believed in the woman that wrote Harry Potter. You stupid. She's in a home for poor folks. She's on welfare. And she writes a book that gives her billions of dollars. Please. Please. And then one day, the Japanese found out the hard way what a lot of us knew. Children start falling dead in the movies. And they realize that's mind control. It's just so simple.
I'm going to play that back. He said the woman that wrote Harry Potter, she was on welfare. Yes, she was. And she was actually homeless with a child living out of a car. And that book did make her close to $1 billion or $1 billion or whatever. So.
Welfare. And she writes a book that gives her billions of dollars. Please. Please. And then one day, the Japanese found out the hard way what a lot of us knew. Children start falling dead in the movies.
He said the Japanese found out that children start falling dead in the movies.
And they realize
Right.
it's mind control. It's just so simple. She did all that on welfare. No, somebody give it to her so they'll trust her. Nobody would trust her. And so, consequently, when you look at the human body, when I was a little boy, I'm 85 this year, I was a little boy, I used to hear old men, call their testicles two below. Two below. So somebody come out and ask most folks what it do. You try to figure it out, you don't know. The sperms live at a temperature two below your body's temperature. It's simple. But not simple when ignorant folks are trying to figure it out. And so in the summertime, the testicles swing down. That's why the Arabs wear the baggy pants. In the wintertime, they swing up. If you go home today and get in the bathtub and tell somebody to turn the hot water on, you see your testicles hang down. You say turn the cold water on, you see them pull up. So when the Germans came out with the jockey shorts, that's to sterilize you. Okay? If you look at a baseball game, you see the player and they go down and touch their testicles. They feel something, they don't know what it is. They got a jock strap on, and that's a violation. The universe fixed it so those sperms will live at a body temperature 2 degrees below the body temperature. So in the old days, when they made trucks, the reason truck drivers couldn't have children because they put the engine under the seat. Kills the sperms.
Wow. Well, just going back to indigo children again. So it's a dawning of a new era. It's a new level of consciousness that this next generation has.
1985, they started being born. Okay. IQs of 200. If you and your wife had an indigo child, while y'all sleep, they traveling at night to other planets. In the Black community, most of them end up getting killed.
Okay, listen to what he said carefully. He said indigo children travel at night to other planets. He's talking about astral projection. We'll do a video about that as well.
Because the ignorance that we have, that because of oppression, I can't stand a child talking a certain way. So we take them to doctors, they put them on Ritalin, and they end up dead.
Well, that bears a question. So do human beings have certain abilities that science cannot describe?
I wouldn't know.
Okay.
The planet's been here for billions of years.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
But like how is it that man is able to cross certain boundaries? Like, one of the, like just breaking through in technology, breaking through in this. Is it collective thought? Is it spiritual thought?
I don't know. Ask a scientist that. See, the problem with y'all try to answer them. What you left out is the trillions of dollars that was spent to move them to that level. What's it cost to go to Howard University compared to what it costs to MIT? What kind of test you take to get in MIT compared to what you take to get in other schools? Howard University is probably the #1 Black institution on the planet and the most money. But Howard University, named after a white general, General Howard, that became famous for killing Indian children. So what are you going to? Spelman, the #1 Black woman school on the planet, named after Rockefeller's mama. Named after Rockefeller's mama. And the sad part about most y'all don't know that. If you shut up, say, wait a minute. What did she do? What's her claim to fame? It's that simple. Then you look her up and you find out who she is. Can you imagine a Jew naming one of their #1 institutions after Hitler's mama? And so when you stop and you think, well, it's here. Here, you was born with it. Well, I need somebody to tell me I am somebody, because I don't know I am. You got here the same way I got here. I got here the same way he got here. We got here the same way Queen Elizabeth got here. A penis goes into a vagina and it ejaculates 500 million sperms. And the one responsible for you and me and him and Queen Elizabeth outran 500 million sperms and got there first. You know, one sperm come out and slowly stroll up the fallopian tubes. If you said, man, we're going to dinner tonight, it's 500 million restaurants here, I'm gonna take you to the best one. I know I'm in for a good meal. Now, let's go back. When the ejaculation starts, the sperms now come out the testicles, come through the prostate, and that's where they get the electrical charge. Before then, they just laying dormant. And then it comes down. And so, because I live in a system where white boy done took my manhood. So that's why when I'm having sex with my woman, I wanted to yell and holler, and I'm trying to get my manhood back. That wasn't meant for that. Get it, daddy? Black man is the only man, American black, the only black man on the planet talk about good pussy. What the fuck is good pussy, nigga? What's good pussy? Mildred got some good pussy. Well, she's into her fifth husband. 4 of them didn't think it was that good. What do you know about Mildred that they don't know? So then you start saying, wait, something's not right. In America, black men is 4%. 82% of prostate cancer death in America is black men. Hey, wait a minute. I live in a country almost 500 million people, and I'm 4%, but 82% of cancer, prostate cancer death? Nobody thinks about that. Nobody thinks about that. Why? Because I'm having sex to have fun and get a manhood back. The universe gave me that to produce another God. We're the only man on the planet, a black American man. They call our black woman strong. You're strong, sister. But call your car beautiful. And I don't think there's no accident. A cop will shoot your mama, your dad, your baby in the head 40 times, but won't shoot your car. Because it feels something that comes over you. They would not let that happen. Do you know why more white women is dying now from heart strokes than black women?
No.
Okay. Because all at once the civil rights movement gave them laws to liberate them. You ever walk down the street and you get to the corner and they got that little indenture for wheelchairs? That came out the civil rights movement. And we didn't ask for it. They forgot to put for black only. So it covered everybody. A woman couldn't fly a plane before us, civil rights movement. A woman couldn't be a sky cap. A woman couldn't shine shoes at the airport. And then the civil rights movement came through, because before that, you could only be a stewardess, white only, a stewardess. You had to look like something out the center page of Playboy magazine. And because of our movement, you get on a plane now and see an old, ugly, short, fat white woman. We got her that job. That's simple. We got her that job. Nobody went through the type of slavery that black folks in America. And yet, something in me that white boy couldn't change. There's never been a slave where the slave owner hired the slave to take care of their children, to cook their food. And y'all don't even see that. Whatever it was they did, it didn't work. I'm not a killer. King took on the mightiest army in the history of the planet and beat them. Beat them with no gun. Y'all motherfucking punks running around talking about, we do this, you ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. Most of you don't even know the Black Panther was government agents. Huey Newton was a drug pusher for the government. Okay? And so when you look and see what they were doing, and so when they got ready to kill him, they told the whole world he died in a drug shootout. You know how stupid you got to be that you all have cameras and knowledge. And if somebody don't like y'all, hold a press conference. Let's kill all the camera people. You don't tell nobody who you're gonna kill. The mob don't. So if you was a light complected cop, married to a black woman, live in a black neighborhood, and you hear some black folks say, kill the white racist pig, police. You light complected. You never passed for white, but every time you see a black man, that's what they wanted. And then there's another thing. I lived in a neighborhood. I saw black folks whiter than white. White and white. See, the reason they stuff didn't work, they didn't qualify to see nothing but ignorant, knife tooting, gun shooting Negroes. You saw your uncle who was a doctor, your mother who was a principal. They didn't see that. So that's why they scared of me. I'm not scared of them because your daddy was more white than any white person I ever saw in the movie. Huh? My aunt who's holding me, I see what they never saw white black folks. That's what they scared. The ones they saw was the one they wanted them to see. Now, how do you figure that out when you don't have the rhythm to figure it out? So now how are you going to reform a cop? You white. You the prosecutor. You got to get elected. Huh? That county you live in, ain't no black folks in that county. So here's a white cop shoot 12 black folks dead. You think you want to prosecute them? With them ignorant white folks that got to vote for you every 4 years and you buying a house, go send your children to college, you got to pay insurance. You can't change that till you understand that and change that. How many black folks go to jobs that's dangerous, but they can't stop? They can't stop, they got to keep going. Now, how do you make a cop change? Simple. You pass legislation and say every cop have to be insured. So we take out policy. Everybody carry a gun, have to be insured. The first time you violate that, you lose your license. If you're a cab driver, you can't drive your cab, you ain't got no license. Now, do you hate niggas more than you like feeding your family? Then your behavior changes. Make you like me, make you have to be careful about the people you do like. And every cop, their children should go to school for free. You got to give them something that they can't afford to lose. It's that simple. You drive down the street, you get 5 moving tickets, you lose your license. That's what make you stop at that stop sign.
But they don't. The system doesn't want to punish cops.
I didn't say that. I didn't ask you the question. I didn't say did they. I said here's how you do it. You telling me they don't want, huh?
I'm leading into something else.
No, I don't want you to lead into something else. Because my ignorant grandmother, you have to tell me they don't want to punish cops like I don't know that. Before your ass was born, I knew that. I said, give them something to lose. Do you hate me, motherfucker, more than you love your children? Huh? How many times have you stopped when you was in a hurry? Because you didn't want a ticket, because one more ticket you can't. Huh? That's all. I don't want to hear this ignorant shit you talking. You got to take it to another level. Huh? All of us have tried that. All of us have behaved so we get a birthday present from our mom and dad. Huh? That's a no-brainer. Until you come in and say, well, the soldiers, why you fucking think soldiers come in and listen in training? Because if they don't, there's a punishment. Huh? That's simple. That's all I'm saying. I didn't come here to answer ignorant questions. No, I'm not saying that. I heard what you said like I didn't know it. Nigga, I knew more shit when I was 9 years old than you know now. Because my mother worked for billionaire white folks and said they got books that white folk can't read. Okay, I didn't know that. That's all I'm saying. Huh? You wasn't born driving a car. You learned it. Huh?
Of course.
Okay. You wasn't born knowing when you hear a siren you're supposed to stop. But I tell you what you was born with. When I was a little boy, I wanted a fire truck for Christmas, not a police car. Hear me? Where'd that come from? You born with it. You born with it. It's that simple. And so when King came through, them nigger hating white folks, he didn't ask the question you asked. Let's move. Let's do it. Okay? Let's do it. It's that simple. It's that simple. And so when you look at it, give me something I can't refuse. How many cops have been fined and lost their job because somebody put a camera? Everybody talk about, well, they ain't gonna change. Somebody put a fucking camera, huh? But as long as you locked into some bullshit through this nigger shit they thought, you'll never change it. A camera. As simple as a camera. Huh? I remember black folks used to say, well, the nigga must have did something wrong if the cops shot him. They can't say that now because they're looking at them.
El Chapo, did you follow that?
Who?
The Mexican drug lord that they just caught.
Wait. Let's back up.
Am I changing it too fast?
No. I said, let's back up.
Okay.
A little pissy ass drug addict punk. The movie guy here.
Yeah, Sean Penn.
Found him when the CIA in the Mexican town couldn't find him, and you buy that shit? Huh? Are you crazy? Let me say this again. They didn't know. He's recognized all over the world. They didn't see him coming in the country. Killed everybody that was around him except him. See, some of this shit you should not ask or don't expect me to give you a question answer out of it.
Okay.
It's right there. Right there. But you got to ask another question. Then thousands of, here's the question you ask. All the drugs come over here from Mexico. That's what they tell us, right?
Yeah.
And how come the Russians can't slip spies over here? If little children can slip in here, how come they can't slip KGB in here over the border? What was the game? The game.
Well, speaking of drugs, I mean, more states are legalizing marijuana. What are the health benefits of marijuana? Are there health benefits to marijuana? Why is it being legalized now?
I really don't believe you asked me that, but
Well, that was a question that was on that somebody asked me to ask you. But
about 300 years ago, America sent the scientists to Colombia to study hieroglyphics. They hadn't cracked the code, but they know one day they would. So in studying hieroglyphics, they asked a simple question. Simple question of so they copied stuff, took pictures of stuff on the caves, drew stuff. So 150 years later, they cracked it. And here's what it said. White man, one day the white lady gonna do to your children what you have done to ours. And back then, cocaine wasn't called the white lady. The reason I said I'm surprised you asked me that. Every minute we've been together since you picked me up, 81% of everybody who OD'd in America is white folks. That's why I'm surprised. White folks. The number one drugged out state in America as of 2 months ago is Utah. The people of Utah, no, the first responders say we could save a lot of them, but the folks, because of their religion, they want to clean up the house before they let us in. The second highest state is Sanders State. Ain't no black folks live there. No. The biggest thing they don't understand, and they'll hear it after they hear this, is 91% of those white folks that die. I mean, how could you not know that? Then if these cops was killing dogs like they killing black folk, the cops would have been in the elected chair. Okay. And so the people who run it know the problems they got it with white folks. Black folks ain't gonna do nothing. They come in here now and say, "Oh, you niggas get out of here, I'll kill you." I'll probably be the only one to die. I know y'all will stay, y'all gonna stay, but I ain't dying that bullshit because I know you. That's what this is about, man.
Right.
So now watch this. When you go to bed tonight, your heart, your brain tells your heart to keep eating while you sleep. Keep eating while you sleep. The new heroin they're giving these white children shut that part of the brain down. That's why 91% of the death happens after midnight.
He's talking about fentanyl. Fentanyl cuts off the receptor in your brain to tell your heart to keep beating when you're asleep.
That's what this is about.
No, I just saw a few weeks ago they said that the life expectancy of white women has gone down as a result of suicide and drug death.
And I thought I covered that a little while ago when I said that's the civil rights movement. We opened up the doors so they could get the jobs that they never had. And so that's what it's affecting them.
The stress. And
It's more than stress, man. Shit. As a man, before they could get those jobs, man, we could get in the car, man, and go fuck bitches and then go home. They can do that now. They never had the opportunity. It wasn't that they didn't want to. They never had the opportunity. They drink wine at home. They go to the bar now. Anytime you go to a white hotel and see a white woman checking in, that's a man's job she got. And all the rest of it go along with it. You could also look and see drunken driving and increase because usually when they drinking wine, they're at home. Down the street now. See, your birthday, the day you was born, not the year, the month, just the day you was born.
the 20th.
The 20th. Okay, so you celebrate your birthday on the 19th, the day before. Okay. Christmas Eve party. The birthday of Jesus Christ. New Year's Eve, birthday of the new year. So in cities like this here, and where you live, on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, you can call the police and they got to take you home for free or they can go to jail. But they don't have to do that on Christmas Day or New Year's Day. And I remember when I was a little boy, you see the old black folks cooking the Christmas meal. That'd be Christmas Eve, maybe eating. Come on here, salad, let me fix you this salad. You do the right things for different reasons when you're in order. When I was a little boy, black folks used to drink eggnog, and it would be brown. Go to white folks, eggnog would be white. Why? Nutmeg is 3,000 times more potent as a drug than cocaine, heroin, and crack. Nothing a Christian like to feel good and don't have to be accused of drinking. That's simple.
The leaders of this march are now on their way to the White House to see President Kennedy, but among the dignitaries still here is Dick Gregory. Dick, what are your feelings at the end of this long and rather exciting day?
Well, my feelings is, after being here witnessing this, that as long as there's a man alive on the face of the earth, this day will always be remembered the world over.
What do you think were the high spots?
Well, the high spots to me, and I think psychologically to many people, this was the first time in the history of this country a group of Negroes have ever been invited anywhere.
It was the first time that all black folks got invited to the nation's capital. Sammy Davis, Lena Horne, good athletes. King said, come to Washington, D.C. They came.
I'd like to say thank you very much, and it's a pleasure being here, and nice being out of jail. And I'm very confused this year because I never thought I'd see the day I would give out more fingerprints and autographs.
When the girls was killed in Birmingham, and King said, forgive them.
Dick Gregory been funny. I'm talking about a type of comedy that's original and just always gonna be hilarious. Love this man.
At the funeral, I had no problem. When I came here for the black man that threw that bomb in that woman's house in Baltimore and killed her and her 6 children, her husband for the funeral was still alive. He's in the hospital. So I had my man call my wife and say, make me a ticket from London to Baltimore and have Reggie pick me up and take me back to the airport after the funeral. So I'm sitting there. and the mayor of Baltimore, who eventually became governor. He read King's whole speech from Birmingham. So when it get to the point where King said we should love them and not hate them, I couldn't do it, man. I can forgive them nigger hating crackers. Have you ever tested yourself to see if that shit's in your head? I didn't know it was in mine. I couldn't say it, man. I couldn't say it. So I called my wife and said, baby, change my plane. I said, I can't say forgive this black man. I'm not leaving here until I can. So I finally got to the point where I said it, but I said it fast, like you throw a brick and duck. I said, no, nigga. And I sit there. I didn't know I had it. I raised 10 fucking children with that shit in my head and didn't know it. Where'd it come from? Garbles, baby food. You ever seen it? Did you buy carrots or did you buy a white woman? Because the child sees the white woman. And they've done research now that as old as you are, they can give you the test. And every time they flash a white woman in front of you, they can pick up a thing that says love. UCLA did it. Okay? So at what point do we take it to another level?
What do you think the day has accomplished for the movement?
I think this day, not only for the movement, but for America. I think peoples all over the world will know how loyal the Negro is to America, how much we feel towards the problems here, how much we feel towards America, because it's a heck of a thing for peoples all over the world to see the pictures coming out from Birmingham, hearing some of the Southerners make the nasty remarks they make, and to be able to witness something like this, people that's being prosecuted against with nothing but happiness and joy.
Thank you very much. We've been talking
What's up, Rachel? Shout out to Rachel Moody. That's the homie.
to Dick Gregory, the comedian, here at the Lincoln Memorial.
Queen turned 90.
Hmm?
The Queen just turned 90. There was a big celebration. And coincidentally, it was the same day that Prince passed away.
And it was the same day she was here in Washington, D.C. Front page of the Washington Post. Got her family dressed in pink, purple. And that's when she announced that Charles won't get, it's going to skip over him and point to the little boy, the Prince. The same day they killed Prince. They killed Prince on the plane. And that plane is owned by Warren Buffett. And so those are the games they play, man.
Well, let's talk about Prince, because you knew Prince, right?
No, he knew me.
Okay.
He talked about me because of I don't hang out with entertainers. But there's no way that now that they come out till he died from AIDS.
Yo, what up, Denise?
Okay.
Shout out Denise
remember,
Williams. That's
the
the
night
homie as well.
that he died the next day, he was on the plane. That same night they put him on the plane, he did a one-man concert at 8 o'clock and then another one. You saw it? Did it look like he was dying from AIDS?
No.
Okay, case closed.
Why did they want him dead now?
See, you ask me shit that I don't qualify to answer.
Okay.
Why did they want him dead now? Huh?
I'm asking.
Because the white folks that killed him, they're not like niggas and ignorant white folk. I'll kill you, motherfucker. They do it 10 years later. Now, if I had to guess, I think when he went into that record company and talked to them folks with that slave thing on it, that's what got him killed. Kill no nigga for no money. Ain't nothing but chump change he got. Chump change.
So, like a lot of people are saying, he had gotten the rights to his recordings,
He got the what?
the rights to his master recordings.
Well, they tell you that so you can repeat it. How you know?
He had said it.
Huh?
He had said it. His lawyers.
How you know that was him? How you know who the fucking lawyers was? Huh?
Okay.
Huh? That's what you see. You talking to the master, but I got the listeners. You know how many agents? The number one government agent is the man Chicago's brother. Huh? Okay? Ain't nothing but CIA. Huh? So y'all come with this little weak shit. Huh?
Well, I'm just curious.
No, you can't be curious out of ignorance.
Okay.
Huh?
All right. So,
I just told you what I thought.
yes, sir.
Okay. But they're gonna tell you the motherfucker didn't have no insurance, no will. What they got motherfuckers do is halfway go out on stage. Motherfucker twist the back of his clothes, make sure ain't no lint on it. But they can convince you he didn't have no goddamn. If you hate all your family, you do what that woman did, the billionaire woman in New York, Henry, left it to her goddamn dog. But y'all can't even see that because these pockets told you about the nigga. Huh? It's a game. It's a fucking game, man. And the most important thing, the plane he was on is owned by Warren Buffett. He's the one who rented the planes.
So there were pictures that TMZ circulated, supposedly of Prince riding a bicycle and waiting outside of a Walgreens.
I'm surprised you asked me that. I mean, this is for the people. That was after he came back from Atlanta. Day before he died, outside the compound. And you didn't see no crowds around the motherfucker. Hey, Prince. Huh? Then who in the fuck is TMZ?
They're owned by Time Warner,
And who in the fuck is Time Warner?
his old record company.
Huh?
His old record company.
Okay, case closed. It's a game. We even investigated the fucking mayor. The mayor of that little town said he ain't never met Prince. Okay? Oh? Okay. It's a game, man.
So, I mean, the last thing on that, I know Tavis Smiley after Prince passed, Tavis Smiley said that he introduced you to Prince and that you had talked.
He introduced him to a show I did. I've never met Prince.
Okay.
I don't hang out with entertainers, no athletes.
Okay. So he saw when you did the State of the Black Union
Yeah.
address and talked about the chemtrails. You turned him on to something.
I don't have to, truth don't have to be validated by ignorance. I don't have to be validated, especially by an entertainer.
Two other things since we last talked. I know you said that Michael Jackson, his passing, he was killed, but it had nothing to do with the Sony catalog. But the estate just sold the rights back to the Beatles catalog back.
That didn't happen until after he was dead. He bought the Beatles for $12 million. After they killed him, they sold it for $2 billion. That's white supremacy. Nigga, you can't own this.
Well, this may be unrelated. I don't know. It just happened yesterday as we taped this, but Tupac's mom just passed away.
Yeah, well, the important thing about Tupac's mom is the movie that just came out last Friday with the number one acting guy in the world now.
Oh, Tom Hanks. The
Tom Hanks
movie. Yeah, the building hologram. The hologram.
The first person they used on a fucking hologram was Tupac after he died. When did you ever put that together? And then all at once, he's in Saudi Arabia. Ain't nobody seen the king in 2 years, and the king show up, hologram. And then Tuesday, that bitch there.
And some people were disappointed you didn't elaborate more on Tupac's death.
Who?
The viewers, like you said, you told the truth about Tupac being killed. That the shot came.
Shut that off. Just shut that down.
All right, so I got 4 people watching. Look, there's a second hour. Do y'all want me to just go to the second hour or start a new stream? You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna go to the second hour. We gotta find it. Hold on. Ain't gonna take long to find. Let me see. That's not it. It's not it. 1 hour special. Where's the part 2? Here we go.
What's going on here?
How you doing?
You like to make a statement, Trina?
Just qualified to do what you're doing.
No.
Yeah.
It's free.
I turned it off because I needed a little extra cash.
And they can't train you as that.
What's this for? was the shirt for, Trina? Ricky's pepperoni.
Okay, I'll be there. 1 second. Christian.
Did you see the movie Concussion?
Mhm.
Your thoughts?
I thought that the universal God got into Will Smith because I wasn't looking at him. I was looking at Africa. And they can't train his hat. And then the information that come out. 40 years ago, they had shit on the woody woodpecker, pecking the tree, and the reason it didn't bother them because they have a protection around the brain. Humans don't. Oh, it was mean, man.
Another movie that was at the Oscars was Spotlight.
I could have wrote that. That came out of Boston. Spotlight is a newspaper. You know that?
Yeah.
It's free on the corner. And they had tried to bust it, and they wouldn't let them. So then this Jewish guy came in to the Boston Globe. And they was trying to get him to do it, and then all at once it fell through, and he understood it. And they did it. That's simple, man. That's simple. Just because you got some shit don't mean nothing when they're fighting against you. And the priests, them dirty motherfuckers, man, where they was fighting hard and all of that, and they still slipped it out there. That's what it's about. Wow. You need to go back and see it and look at the research they did. They didn't have to ask no fucking questions, man. All the questions was there. Just like Will Smith movie, them motherfuckers had the questions. You don't qualify to ask questions. They already got it. Just qualify to do what you're doing. And the one guy was I got to call him and thank him too. I worked with him on the Kennedy assassination. But shit, I couldn't tell him. Couldn't tell him Kennedy didn't die in Dallas. Had a woman call me when Ronald Reagan was shot. Second day, she says, he just died about 2 minutes ago. So I'm on a few motherfuckers walking the planet. No, the motherfucker died. That wasn't him. They had him up on the balcony walking the first day out of the house, riding a horse. That's to convince all of us fools out here.
The Big Short.
Well, the great thing about The Big Short, it was the psychic shit. You know, did you see it?
Yeah, I did see it.
The psychic, they couldn't believe he knew this. Because what he's saying don't make sense. I said, man, let's buy this stock. Well, you tell me about banks and tell me about buying stock. And then motherfucker was making billions. But they didn't get caught. And after, oh, Jesus, I'm supposed to meet somebody. No, that's okay, I got it. After, it was over, the last thing there, what's next? He said, water. Now you got Flint. And then it went to Academy War when everybody thought the little motherfucker that's out there in the wilderness.
Revenant.
Yeah. Oh, they and all once here this comes through. Yep.
The Oscars So White controversy. Oscars So White. The hashtag. They said there were no black nominees last year. Did you ever take on Academy Awards and lack of diversity?
I got more respect for you than the movies. Did you see Oprah's movie on Selma?
Yes.
You see when the church blew up and killed them girls? I've never seen anything that touching. It didn't happen in Selma, it happened in fucking Birmingham. And you just say, I just told you the shit happened in Birmingham while King was alive. It didn't happen in Selma. But that's what they showed us. In Selma. The children died. So that's what I think about fucking movies. You know, and every now and then a good one comes through. And I went to see Django Unchained 46 times, man. Changed my whole life, man. Whole life.
They're doing a Nat Turner. They're doing a Nat Turner movie. What do you think of that? There's a lot of slave.
I don't know who's doing it. Look at the motherfucker that did Miles Davis. A bunch of piece of shit. Did you see it?
I did see it.
Miles Davis? I hope you didn't like it.
Well, I like Don Cheadle.
Did you hear what Don Cheadle said? They made me put this white boy in to write it?
Yeah. He couldn't get the money otherwise. That's what they said.
Yeah, and you still liked it. Miles Davis was a trendsetter. Nobody dressed like that. That motherfucker had 3 outfits through the whole movie. All you saw him do was drugs and chasing the white boy with a gun, and you like that shit? Huh?
Well, I didn't see Miles Davis at the time that he was.
You didn't have to see him, nigga. That's how they trick you. You didn't see slavery at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You got enough intelligence to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's a motherfucker went to Juilliard. You didn't see one fucking concert, man.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Not one. And the little shit he was playing, he's interrupting it, running outside, shooting at a white boy. And you like, that's why I told you, you're nothing but a piece of shit, man. I know who you are. I knew you was like that before you told me about that. You'll grow out of it, but you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I can see why you wouldn't like it, but
I knew him.
Mm-hmm.
I knew him.
Well, speak.
And Don Cheeto, all the money that motherfucker got, and he got to have some white folks say, we'll give you the money if you let this white boy write it. I don't even want to talk about it no more. Huh? You can like that shit if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
I'll just ask this anyway. You can yell at me if you want. Barbershop 3 came out.
Well, I'm not going to answer it because I'm insulted. You tell me I can yell at you. Who the fuck is you with me to yell at? I yell at the most powerful motherfuckers in the world. I'll take on the motherfucking CIA, nigga. Huh? And you going to tell me some shit like that? I don't even want to hear it. I don't want to answer it.
Okay.
Okay? You don't even know what happened in Barbershop 1, do you? When that ignorant motherfucker said King ain't nothing but a punk, and Rosa Parks didn't do nothing, she just too fat to move her big black ass, and I said if you'd said that about Queen Elizabeth, the motherfucker be dead, but you motherfucker gonna go see 2 and 3. That's where you are, okay? I don't have to ask you that, I know it, because I was there, huh? That ignorant motherfucker, huh? But he got to get past me, huh? He got to get past me, okay?
Cedric.
Yeah, Cedric the motherfucking entertainer, ignorant motherfucker from St. Louis. All them St. Louis motherfuckers is ignorant. There's a bunch of thugs and heathens and shit. But white folks love him because he was doing the business. Huh?
Zootopia was a good one.
Huh?
Zootopia?
I didn't see it. I don't.
It's a cartoon.
No, I never read a comic book or funny book or none of that. They don't even register in my head.
Okay. Well, did you, any other movies that you saw just for the wrap up?
Oh, I do, but I'm just telling you the one that changed my life. I saw it 46 times.
Django, yes.
Because I've never, growing up, seen white folks be talked to like that. Now, I didn't see it happen. I didn't see it. White folks saw it as I was seeing it. They loved it. That's your audience. That's what you got. That's what you got.
And people love Django. I love Django.
Yeah. And did you hear what Tarantino said when that two?
All right, real quick. For those who have never listened to Dick Gregory before, at this time, he was an 89-year-old man. And he was an 89-year-old man that went through the civil rights movement, participated in it, was arrested, was bitten by dogs, was sprayed in fucking situations that most of us have never been in for the civil rights movement. He was a comedian and a civil rights activist through all of it. And he's always been active. So when he sees these people with these big platforms, he's so smart. He looks at YouTube and he's like, oh my God. He's like, all this information, I can get it to this many people at one time. Look at how much it's going to change. So when they do these interviews, he knows he doesn't have a lot of time. You see him drinking green juice and shit. He stopped drinking probably when he was like 30 something, like 33, 34, because he was a heavy alcoholic. And he started juicing and became a vegan. That's how he lived that long. He gets really frustrated during these interviews because he's like, y'all not fucking listening. Y'all are dumb. He's like, you can see everything on video now in HD quality and you're still stupid and you still don't see what's going on. Back in the day, he used his money and resources to investigate these situations that we call conspiracy theories. If you listen to the last video, he was like, we interviewed the mayor where Prince lived and the mayor never met Prince. What does that mean to you? So he's telling you shit by not telling you, but he does his research first. So when people ask him these questions and it sounds stupid to him, he's like, you asking me about motherfucking barbershop? Barbershop? Let's forget about the fact that it exploits black people with stupid ass cheesy jokes that are tied to a narrative and stereotypes. Let's get past that and just look at the fact that an older black comedian said Martin Luther King was a punk and Rosa Parks ain't do shit really but sit down. joke or not, it's disrespectful. And he's like, "Oh, y'all watch Barbershop 2 and 3 like the shit is sweet." Like he be getting mad, and I understand.
Cops was killed in New York, and they came and got him. They said, "They cops ain't no but murderers." I said, "What you?" I said, "They murderers," and they went crazy. I said, "Well, the union said we'll boycott your movie." I said, "Your people work for minimum wage. I ain't never did a movie. I didn't clear $1 billion. You gonna boycott me?" The biggest my audience is them killing cops of yours. He said, "And by the way, you know I got 3 brothers that's cops on the New York Police Department. One of them was killed." Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, no. No, yeah. Tarantino, yeah. Beyonce's Super Bowl. People got upset because she did the Black Panthers at halftime.
Well, let me do it short.
Yeah, we're gonna run through these.
No.
Okay.
She didn't write that. Choreographers write that. She rehearsed it for 90 days. You think they didn't know what the fuck she was doing? Huh? You think they were surprised when they wrote it? Huh? When the Academy Award, when the brother came out there with the jokes, them white folks wrote the jokes. Huh? He didn't write them. Huh? They don't care if you boycott a movie. The motherfucker that runs it, you keep going to see the movies, they salaries now. What you got to do is boycott all movies. Then they fucked. Huh? You ever ask yourself why the Oscar's chocolate? You ever ask yourself how come don't nobody talk about the Oscar? It's a nigga. You ever ask yourself why Abraham Lincoln's on the penny? His daddy was a nigga. Do you know it costs 42 cents to make a penny, and the greatest business mind, they won't stop? See this nigga. That's what it's about.
Another person we lost recently was Frances Cress Welsing. Any thoughts about her? I know you talked on We All Be about her, but
No, then her sister died right after that, the one in Chicago. No, I was just trying to get to him and say, most black folks ain't never heard of the book.
the ISIS papers.
So I said, what y'all need to do is put it on talk record. Huh? They'd love to hear it. And some of them would hear it and buy the book. Let them hear it. They wouldn't let you work in the black college. That's what killed her. Grief. She'd go to Howard, but she had to rent it to have her thing. But it's here. She went to Germany and studied for 8 years, the Holocaust. And then she came back and put her shit together. I saw her 2 days at the drugstore. I said, when your sister come, I need to talk to her. This, you know. But she was never happy. Because how do I do all this? They don't accept me. Not even my people. Where do you think your people getting the money from? Did you finish college?
Yes.
Which one?
I went to NYU and the American Film Institute.
Okay, now you know 30% of NYU's operating funds come from the alumni. 3% of the black schools come from the alumni. And there's a reason for that. My brother finished Notre Dame. So if the night he driving drunk in Alabama and they pull him over, you don't call no lawyer, you just call Notre Dame alumni and ask for so-and-so. Hey, Sheriff, how you doing? It's Ron, yeah. You know, we playing there. I can't think of the date, but how many tickets you need? Huh? It's a service. You cannot go to Chicago and open up a bank account today. Huh? But once you call your alumni people, you can. It's a fucking service. That's how you. So if the black alumni came together and bought $100 million and went to one of the tire companies and said, like, buy $100 million of tires, how much we get them a piece? Oh, well, $20. Why? Because when you do your research, you find out the number one killer of black folks on the highway is bald tires, not accidents. So nigga, go and get another used tire. It's that simple. It's that simple. When you drop all your anger and shit, well, you can think and see shit, and then it works.
I just want to revisit the white supremacy versus white privilege.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. It's like rich billionaires versus welfare mother. There's no fucking thing except in your mind. Whites of privilege get fucked over by white supremacists. Huh? It's two different things. Privilege means I have what?
You have an advantage because of your race.
The name of it. Why take you so long? White privilege means I have what?
Privilege.
White supremacy means I'm supreme to all you motherfuckers. Huh? Two different words. Huh? And these motherfuckers grow up, can't read or write, and still think they're better than you, but they're not accepted by them. It's that simple. The words tell you, I am supreme to your ass. When you hear motherfuckers talk about supreme being, who you think they're talking about? God, huh? Okay, that's what they.
I'll just go through these real quick. Panama Papers, the offshore banking for a lot of the elites.
That's a threat to the Americans. And evidently they'll make a deal. You know, but that's what that's about.
Yeah, well, because they didn't really announce too many names of people in America.
No, they were just the foreigners they was talking about.
Yeah.
Putin. Yeah, no.
Cuba, Obama's trying to open up trade to Cuba now, but they're rejecting him.
He's already opened up. Castro works for us. He always have worked for us. The most secret Navy base in the world is Guantanamo, right? Would you put that on enemy territory? Well, 99% of the people work there are Cubans. And so we don't have to cut that off. Tonight when you get home, you know about the parade Castro had in Harlem?
Years ago, back in the 60s? Yeah.
I'll read about the first parade he had, ticker tape parade here in Washington, D.C. He's our punk, he's our thug. That's who he is.
Million Man March happened since we last spoke. The Million Man March?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts on?
The only thoughts I had is when Farrakhan, I know how smart he is, called to boycott Christmas. Christmas 2 months away, nigga. People have already bought their shit. Niggas and got shit on the layaway plan. You think I didn't get my wife a Rolls Royce or a Bentley? You think I haven't bought it yet for her Christmas present? You got to be smart. Now, what's that shit about?
Puerto Rico can't pay its debt. Puerto Rico, the bankrupt.
Oh, well, they scared of them because they run the banks in New York. Puerto Rico was a country. They came here 150 years ago, and they ran their own bank. So they came here as bankers and started marrying white women and producing white bankers. And white bankers, 90% of your banks in New York is run by. That's why as much money and power, you can't get a Puerto Rican mayor, because them crackers ain't gonna let it happen.
Mugabe taking over the diamond industry. Mugabe, he kicked out all the diamond miners.
How old is Mugabe?
93.
You think they care? They're kind of giving that nigga peas. Let me tell you what got Mugabe in trouble, and most niggas don't even know it. He made a deal when he took over that the white farmers had to go. And Britain said, we'll loan you the money to buy the farms. Then he found out they had niggas fronting to buy the farms. And that's when he went crazy. And his cat, this old, can still do what he's doing, man. I mean, think about that shit, man. Think about it.
North Carolina bathrooms, or the whole thing, like a lot of people are taking the business away.
Well, first you look at this ignorant stuff. They say we're not against homosexuality. What we against is God said we're supposed to reproduce. Did you say that to the priest? Let's say the priest ain't homosexual. They ain't producing. See how it works? It's okay.
Hypocrisy. Apple stock is going down. Everybody has an iPhone now.
Let me tell you how white folks work. When Steve Jobs got mad at Apple, what's the guy's name?
Steve Jobs at Apple or Microsoft?
Microsoft.
Bill Gates.
When Bill Gates stole all that money from him, and he fired him, and he went and opened up his company, went bankrupt. And Apple kicking ass. the government came in and said, we're fixing to shut you down for monopoly. Steve Gates came to the company. So what you doing? I said, I didn't come to see you, bitch. I come to see Steve Jobs. Steve came out. He said, you keep your fucking mouth shut. I got something to tell you. In 9 months, you'll be out of business. I need $500 million to put my company back, and then they can't get you for monopoly. Okay? That's how it happened. He wasn't mad. Oh, man, you bought me the thing that'll save my life, okay? That's what it's about.
This election, let's talk about the election. You know, as we speak today, it's down to Hillary, Bernie, and Trump.
Yeah, but see, you're talking to the wrong person. I never believed there was going to be an election this year, and it's not. Trump ain't got no money. Trump ain't never had no money. They talk about his daddy. You ever seen a picture of his daddy? You ever seen anybody write a story about his daddy?
No. I mean, they got his money from his dad, yeah.
I didn't ask you that. See, you keep talking to me. I don't want to hear. I asked you, have you ever seen a picture of his daddy?
No, I have not.
Have you ever heard a story about his daddy? And that don't bother you? Huh? That don't bother you? And so much of us out here been talking to shit. His sister had to have a press conference. No, he didn't give him no $100 million. He gave him $1 million. I wonder why he didn't give me none. Huh? You know? See, if you're getting in this here and you're going to talk, you're going to move to people more powerful than me. I ain't going to talk to you if you don't know nothing. The fuck I'm going to talk to you about money if you ain't got none? That's what this shit is about. That's how NBC and ABC, that's why I look at them. Not that I believe them, they got $1 trillion industry to do the research and I can pick it apart. That's simple.
So, well, I know you don't expect there to be an election, but did you think Trump would get as far as he has?
I didn't know who it was. Huh? Look, let me show you something. Let me show you the shit that I know. It's the Wall Street Journal. It's one of the most powerful papers in the world. Don't mean it's no good. What's the date? Now, hold it 1 minute. Hold it. Hold. I ran for president 1968. The election was Tuesday, November the 4th. This story ran Friday, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Now, what's the date on that? What paper is that?
Wall Street Journal, November 7th, 1968.
Headlines.
6. Election computer goofs gives Gregory 9 million votes.
That's why you can't talk to me. I got too much information. I got 9 million votes in the state of Pennsylvania. Huh? Okay. That's what fasting do. Huh? Now read the first paragraph.
Some machines just aren't to be believed. Take the big computer in New York that was designed to compile results of Tuesday's general election.
All elections are tabulated in New York City. Go ahead.
At one point early yesterday morning, the machine was crediting Dick Gregory, the comedian turned presidential candidate, with 9 million votes in Pennsylvania.
Now, here's what happened. The energy took over, the computers, and they had to shut them down because they rejected me as president-elect of the United States. And they couldn't change it because they couldn't change the numbers. Wow. 9 million votes in one state. I know what it was. They went in there and tricked the machine for Nixon, but somebody put it on wrong and they gave it to me. So I'm going in the election and know all this bullshit y'all read. It ain't true. They did it just like they did that. Huh? Just like they did that.
Yeah. The one time Trump lost, he said it was rigged. The few weeks
First, there's two Trumps.
Okay.
The one in the red tie is the real one. The one in the blue tie is not. The one you saw last night after the victory was the blue tie. Now, if you would punch up Dr. Carson, Ben Carson, when Trump called him a pedophile, and the next day he joined Trump. And the guy asked him, see, every now and then you slip and say something. He said, why'd you do that? He said, it's two Trumps. I was with the good one. You see it there. Just punch up. When somebody interviewed him, he said, there's two Donald Trumps. That's easy to pull up.
Okay. I was Googling Ben Carson pedophile. I was Googling the wrong thing.
No, he called him that the day before. So you know he got something on him if he going to make him the next day say, I join you.
Dr. Ben Carson, there are two Donald Trumps.
There it is. Oh, you can read the rest of that later.
Okay, that's right there.
Okay.
So,
but now, while we talking about that, are you aware that made him world renowned? Carter, what he did
Ben Carson.
in Carson. You know how he got world renowned?
He separated the twins.
Head
With the
twins.
brain. Yeah, from the brain. He separated
Siamese twins.
Siamese twins.
He wasn't even in the room when that happened. Wasn't in the room. He's been campaigning for 8 months. Have you ever heard him mention it? Everybody else mentioned everything they did with a bus, right? If what they said he did was true, then the question we need to ask, how come he's never been nominated for a Nobel Prize? Didn't say get one. The nomination. He's never been nominated for a Nobel Prize in medicine. See how the thinking hit? And when he said at the president's prayer breakfast, compared Obama, what do you call it? The insurance. Obamacare.
Obamacare, yeah.
Is worse than slavery. Remember that? He was fired by the time he got back to Johns Hopkins. They'd already paid him for 2 weeks later to do the commencement. They said, keep the money. You better not be caught on this campus again.
So the two Donald Trumps. Bernie.
Huh?
Bernie Sanders. So
I didn't know that much about Bernie other than he come from a place where there ain't no black folks. So I just assumed he's CIA. You know, you can't do what he's doing across the country. Nobody know you. But I got the experience of the Beatles, how they can manipulate crowds. Young folks, okay? That's how I'm saying you compound stuff with the stuff you know. And you do that by shutting up listening. Huh? Wow. Huh? And so Hillary, they can take her down anytime they want to. Put her in jail. And she don't have to do nothing. That's how they do it. You saw the pictures of Monica. They can have a picture with her screwing a gorilla. They have that technology now. ISIS, I mean, you stupid enough to believe with trillions of dollars, satellites, we didn't see him put in the military. He's us. Trained by General Petraeus. And every time we overrun his lines, he ain't got nothing but American equipment. You know, it's a game. The mightiest military in the history of the planet, and these white folk, they bomb him every day and they can't, come on.
So, I mean, well, what does it say about the country this election, that somebody like Trump would even be the prime candidate?
I'm not even gonna answer. See, you take it to someplace else. Huh? You answer it. I just told you. Huh? I said, so-and-so is the man in a dress. What color dress he gonna wear next week? That's your shit. You get into gossip now. The people I talk to know who I am. They wouldn't even ask me a question like that. Because if I know that, they know I know something else they don't know. A brother asked me, he said, I saw the article. He said, Trump is gay. How'd you know? Because he ain't never bashed gays. Talk about Jesus, you know, the Pope. You use some of that shit on your own. Huh? And then you see it. Huh? It's simple. This here is, no, hold that 1 minute.
Keep this one?
No, just read. That's the one about, read the first paragraph again.
Well, we did it, but
Up top, first paragraph.
some inaccurate data gets on TV
Yeah,
before
go ahead.
use is halted by news election service.
Yeah, go ahead.
Some machines just aren't to be believed.
Now switch over to the last paragraph.
When it gets down to those crucial calls,
The top of the.
Oh, CBS anchorman.
No, the top. I'm sorry, the top. The last paragraph up top, where your hand is.
CBS anchorman
Yeah.
Walter Cronkite,
Yeah.
after the errors were pointed out to him, apologized for not questioning the
Now you
figures.
think he don't even know what the fuck happened, but he think he has a right to apologize to America. There it is, right there.
He says, apologized for not questioning the figures. He said, any fool should have known they were out of line. Later, when the news election data system closed down, urgent word was sent to the networks and news services for at least half an hour.
That's
They
all.
received
That's
no
what
new
you just to
figures.
see that I cut it off before that.
Mhm.
Now, O.J. Simpson, they run it. They run shit every 10 years to get your children and your grandchildren. So let's go back and look at O.J. He cannot read or write. So when the cop said he sent this message out to be read to his fans, Now, to show you how powerful he was as an athlete, his godfather was Willie Mays. So when he finished high school, Willie Mays took him and put him in a junior college when wasn't nobody looking. So 2 years later, they slipped him in USC. He go to a 4-year college and in 2 years break all the football records that it took them 4 years to do. Now you know what kind of. So if he can't read or write, who was that was writing all the way through the trial? See how it works? And so when you stop and think about, so a funny thing happened. Here's how the universe works. A funny thing happened. They asked Nicole, here's how white folks protect white folks, a franchise. They asked Ron Goldman folks and her folks, why was he at Nicole's house at 1 o'clock in the morning? You ever heard that story?
Yeah.
Said her mother ate there and dropped her glasses. So she called the restaurant and said, are my glasses there? I said, yeah. I said, well, I'll pick them up tomorrow. And she says, no, Ron Goldman will bring them. See, that justifies how Ron Goldman can be by not mom's house, but Nicole's house.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you look at Goldman, somewhere the universe said, a newspaper called her mother the next day. I said, when's the last time you spoke to your daughter before she was killed? She said, oh, around 11 o'clock. Now, the press didn't think nothing suspicious. She just said, well, that couldn't have been. Because this all happened before 1020. So she still don't think. Okay. So here's a federal judge. What paper is that? What's the date on it? And what's it say?
Los Angeles Times, February 26, 2000. O.J. Simpson sues for Brown's telephone records. The former athlete claims GTA's data on calls can prove he didn't murder.
The call that her mother made. Federal judge put on a lock and key for 75 years.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, O.J. Simpson claims that records of phone calls between his ex-wife and her mother on the night Nicole Brown Simpson was murdered
It's in Dallas.
clear
It's
him
in
of any role in the stabbing deaths of her and Ronald L. Goldman.
Okay. Now, so now let's go to the chase.
Mm-hmm.
All them white folks on the bridge with their signs, how did they know which way he was going? The cops didn't. Go, Juice, go. You my man, Juice. With big signs. You ever seen white folk with signs in their trunk so they can write messages on it?
Right.
See how it works? Al Sharpton is probably the most powerful Negro in America. Why? He had that television show, white station, 5 days a week. Black station, 5 days a week. Anytime something happened in New York, blacks and whites, they came and got Al. And then the Pope came to New York 6 months ago. The most powerful human being on the planet. Bullshit, but he is. It made Al leave town. The Pope, the only black place he went to when he was here was the black school in Harlem. Al wasn't there, and that didn't bother him, and that didn't bother his supporters. Are you crazy?
One of the things a lot of people were commenting on, and after watching your videos, they want to know what your thoughts are, the difference between white supremacy and white privilege.
White supremacy? People that got white supremacy get killed by white supremacy. People got white privilege still have to go to the military. The big folks don't go. White supreme. They just break the word down. I'm white and I'm supreme. It didn't say supreme to niggas. I'm supreme to anybody who ain't my blood. It's simple. It's a good question you asked. And thank God you shut up long enough to hear an answer. Because the answer is in the name. The state of my children, that's one of the richest men in the world. They don't have to ask why. It's in what I told them. In what I told them. Queen Elizabeth, see, white ain't a color. Most of y'all ain't never met a white person. White person ain't never met a white person. White's not a color, it's an attitude. And if you ain't got trillions of dollars in the bank, you can't have the attitude. Queen Elizabeth made $360 million every 24 hours, just interest on her money. Every 24 hours. Plus, you don't even understand money. You take $1 million, every nigga I see won't be a millionaire. Take $1 million and change it into seconds. 1 million seconds is 13 days. Take $1 billion and change it into seconds is 32 years. Who want to be a millionaire but a fool? But if you don't know that, then that's the games they play. And yet, Queen Elizabeth cannot go in London without getting permission from the Lord Mayor. Did you hear me? Because see, London's not part of Britain. Like Rome's, the Vatican's not part of Rome. So if they give her the permission, the Lord Mayor, then she got to go dress up like a servant and come through the back gate, the temple gate. And they do that devil ritual with the purple and all the stuff on. Queen Elizabeth. Okay. These are the games they play. But then you listen to something else that you're born with. You ever heard of Marie Antoinette?
Of course.
Yeah, I didn't say of course.
I'm sorry.
I said it because I heard of her. Everybody heard. You know what the bitch looked like? Huh?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And what brought her down?
The let 'em eat cake.
Okay. Now think about that. Because I did when I ain't never met a nigga that didn't like cake. What did that bitch do? There's a universal thing she interfered with. That's simple. There ain't no guns. Huh? No bullets. She said, let them eat cake. I ain't never met somebody that didn't like cake. But you better not tell me. That's what it's about. And then the rest of the country said, okay, let's have welfare. Let's give free food away. Never let this happen to us. They bumped into something they couldn't deal with. That's simple. I ain't never knew what that bitch looked like. Still don't know what she looked like. Not interested in knowing what she looked like. But I know about that. And so the whole game is something that's bigger than us. You get on the show and do a show and try to tell, especially poor folk, that reading is a violation of the universe. If you get on a plane today and go to Tokyo, can you read a Japanese paper? Do you think the universe made something that changed when you cross a border? Because when this planet, there were no borders. You hear me?
Yes.
There were no borders. This is bullshit so I can control you. I got 10 children. If you interviewed my children and they told you, we're so scared of our daddy. What? He taught us to fear him. You know I'm crazy, right? Then when they tell you fear God, you don't think God's crazy, or are they lying? Fear is a negative. But if you do the research and find out what fear do to your body, fear God. Is that a bitch? And we believe it. Forgive. But God tell me, the universe, if I mess up, it's gonna put me in a pot and cook me. I don't want to be with that God. That tell me I ain't supposed to do it, but you can. I didn't know that the Romans invented crosses 1,000 years before Christ was born. I thought they invented it for Jesus. So 1,000 years. Why? Because that's where they killed revolutionists. So if you're walking down the street with your mother, wasn't no radio, TV, and you saw a man hanging on the cross, they didn't do women because all their vagina, everything would come out from being hung. And so you say, Mommy, what's that thing? Oh, he made the state mad. It's for revolutionists. Then why was those two thieves on the cross, nigga? Were they revolutionists? See how easy it is? When you get a bit of information. And then the one said, if you who you say you are, boy, thank God I'd have killed him right there on the cross. You don't talk to me like that, you thug. And then the other one said what niggas and po for. Father, when you get to where you no, nigga, you ain't even repented. You ain't even asked for forgiveness. See how it works?
Right.
Okay.
So I remember you saying, that we're all part of the filth because we pay taxes.
Pay taxes. Not all of us. Most of us who think we. There are people. Do you know how many slaves jumped up before I be a slave, I'd be buried in my grave? The niggas be saying that ain't gonna die. They're just singing a song. But there are people. There are people Oh, my mother and them taught me that Baptist bullshit. Huh? That the one thing you can't be forgiven for is suicide. That's what my folks taught me. You mean if I don't come by your house and kill your family, I can be forgiven? But if I shoot myself so I won't do it, I won't be forgiven. Y'all buy into that bullshit. And so once you stop it, then you get to the order, to the order. And then people come and tell you things. We got children that I let my children look at George Washington them was a bunch of slave owners. Huh? They don't look like slave owners. Spit and polish. Once you own me, you rape a chicken, man. But I didn't see that. My mom and them didn't know. They thought they was heroes. They were slave owners.
That brings up one of the topics. I guess Harriet Tubman's going to be on the $20 bill now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any thoughts about
Yeah,
that?
big thoughts. You didn't say it right. She's going to be on the front.
The front of the 20, yes.
Yeah. See, if I'm looking for you for information, that slave owner is going to be on the back. The most important thing about that is a black woman, felon, fugitive from justice, replaced the slave owner with a slave. Whew. Tell my grandchildren that. Replace the slave owner with a slave. They had reward for her and her two sons. Well, the back of a $20 bill now. She got the money to pay it. Here, take my money. How much I owe you? Put everything in. Figure up how much interest from back then. You talking to mama now. That's universal law. Huh? That's you. Nobody said, but she's a fugitive. Her sons were fugitives. There was a reward. Then you know there's somebody here other than you. And didn't change her outfit. Niggas would have been, they tried to make her look like a society. Gonna outdress Queen Elizabeth. Say, no, put her right there. Right there. Let her see. You see, that's what's wrong with the word nigger. The N word, white folk can't see what it was. And one of the sad things about the N word, it wasn't one black person sitting in the room when the white folks made that decision that it's going to be the N word. Can you believe that? And then at the president's dinner Saturday, did you see it?
Larry Wilmore, yeah.
When Larry said, "You my nigga," did you see the president pump his chest? And then Al Sharpton came out and still attacked Larry. I thought the president was your friend, nigga. Huh? If he pump his chest and he the most powerful man in the world, what's wrong with you? You sanction everything else he do. Huh? What is this about, man? Them white folks in the room was shocked, but the president. And so when you stop and think about it, and I heard something that night listening to what they were saying. Larry Wilmore, one of them thuggish news people, reviewing it, said he wasn't talking to us. He wasn't talking to nobody in this room. He's talking to his people. That's what you do with this. Huh? You go to bed sad because you can't get it on NBC. Something wrong with you.
Prison industrial complex, is it part of the plan to keep black families apart?
No, you see, you're always thinking this black country. You go to Russia, the jails are full. You go to France, the fucking jails are full. You go out to Utah, the fucking jails are full. That ain't niggas. Huh? Now, you don't get a fair trial, but why would you expect trials out of a white man that freed us legally, the 13th, 14th, 15th Amendment? We didn't get the right, but we had it legally. But his woman, his wife, his daughter, his sister, his mama didn't get the right to vote till 1920, which means she couldn't serve on the jury. So if she was framed, she couldn't even be part of the jury. That's his daddy. That's his daddy. And a jury? What they say? They got to prove you guilty what?
Beyond a reasonable doubt?
That means all I got to do is swing 1 out of 12 and I walk. Think about that shit, man. And all I got to do is hire the researchers to go in and find out which one's the lesbian and which one's the gay. and then show them the pictures and said, "Oh, you run the schools in the county, okay?" Then all I do now is just sit back and watch the theater. All I need is one. That's what that's about. And you bring in the researchers and everybody to get it. That's how it works.
But there are a lot of black people in prison, and even Clinton at the NAACP convention, he almost apologized for signing legislation that penalized black.
You know how many men beat their wife and apologize to them? So what the next question was what?
Well, in terms of just the systems, I think what I'm getting is that we have to break free of the illusions, the programming, and really see our true power, true selves. I think
you don't have no true power if you don't know it. Huh? Look, I killed your mother, your grandmother, and your 2 children. Okay? So they put me in jail. And I got to make license plates that they sell. They sell. The people that I kill, you don't get 1/4 from me. So here's all you have to do. Queen Elizabeth go to bed tonight. The bed's already made up. Sheets are clean. She get up, breakfast is fixed. That's the same thing happened to me in jail. You ever heard of a motherfucker freezing to death in jail?
No.
Out here in the corner, they freeze to death. You ever heard anybody dying from flu in jail? I get taken care of out of the suffering I put on your family. So let's change it. The state is not going to benefit free from what you did to my family. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pay you a salary in jail to do this work. Let's say $25 a day. I don't need no insurance. You already got that taken care of. So $25 a day, you make $5 a day go to the bank, to your bank account. You're in jail for 25 years. $5 a day? You get out, your family, they'll come see your ass now. Now you can send Mother's Day cards to your mother, children's birthdays, that's your salary. $8 go for your food and upkeep. Why should I kill your family and y'all got to buy your groceries and I eat for free? And so now I got to pay taxes. So when I'm out of jail, I could have paid for books. That's all. It's that simple. That fucking simple. And I got to pay you all. And that determines how much time I get. You'd have people say, we're going to commit a crime, but they're going to be violent. So the violence, after you finish doing your time, now you pay for the violence for your family. It's just that simple. But nobody asked the question, why should I put this grief on you and the state? Some rich motherfucker in New York, prison industrial, they make the money and you don't get a quarter. Simple. That's all.
What really happened in San Bernardino?
Well, in San Bernardino, they have this party every year. It's a Christmas party. It's 1,000 people come. Simple question. Nobody had a cell phone? 1,000 people? You didn't hear no sirens, you hear no shots, you hear no people screaming. So you just write that off as bullshit. Now, they find this man and his wife to blame it on. So before that, it was the sheriff deputies giving the press conference. After the sheriff deputy opened up the HIV they was in, he was handcuffed. When they said that, the FBI took over. You ain't seen them no more. Then the next thing you have, Apple is arguing with the FBI because they want to break into the the phone in the car. Haven't you heard China say they get hacked? Pentagon say they get hacked. White House say they get hacked. And you think these motherfuckers can't break into a scroungy motherfucker's car phone? That's your fault. That don't even make sense. You mean they couldn't get in the car without telling people? So that's how it works. That's how it works.
So did it really happen? The shooting? You said there was no cell phone video.
If it happened, it didn't happen there. You know that you say like I said it. What fucking party you ever been to that you left your cell phone someplace? Huh? That's all I'm giving you. 1,000 people there, and you ain't heard one siren, one shot, one person. But you got to always ask another motherfucking question. It's already been answered. Everybody looks like they got it, but you. It's already answered. You got cell phones. When did you ever go to a party you left your cell phone? 1,000 people. Them motherfuckers was jumping out the window, the World Trade Center, calling it home. But you didn't hear one person holler, one person scream. Do it need to be anything answered other than that? Okay. The Flint water crisis is not a Flint water crisis. It's genocide. Not one black leader, not nobody's. 90% of the Germans that got prosecuted for what they did to the Jews, it wasn't war crime, it was genocide. Genocide is when you try to interfere with the whole or part of an ethnic group. You had to kill them, just alter. That's genocide. And that's what that was, genocide. And then one day we hear people talk about taking water. Why water gonna help when they got brain damage? So then all at once, a woman filed her case in federal court. And she was at home with a friend of hers and her baby. Somebody come in and shot her in the head. And then shot the woman, her friend, in the head. And 3 days before that, the engineer that worked at the water works shot him in the head at home.
All right, I don't like to pause things often, but we got to listen to that again. He's talking about the Flint water crisis, something that people were very confused about. Dick Gregory talked about this shit. He always got the information. It's just people don't listen because he's an old nigga, and the first time they ever seen him was on the pussy-ass Breakfast Club with that faggot-ass Charlemagne the God, where they pretty much try to make him look like an old crazy person. See what I'm saying?
Genocide is when you try to interfere with the whole or part of an ethnic group. You had to kill them, just alter.
Oh, and my bad for using the word faggot. I got friends in the LGBTQ plus community. I just do not like that nigga Charlemagne. I really don't.
It's genocide. And that's what that was, genocide. And then one day we hear people talk about taking water. Why water gonna help when they got brain damage? So then all at once, a woman filed her case in federal court. And she was at home with a friend of hers and her baby. Somebody come in and shot her in the head. And then shot the woman, her friend, in the head. And 3 days before that, the engineer that worked at the waterworks shot him in the head at home. And I said to a friend of mine, they know, we know they did it. But what would come out if there was a trial would be so awesome, they'd rather do this. That's how it works. Then they would find out that Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Chicago, Detroit, the water's worse than that. It's a game. They get ready to roll, man. And ain't nothing nobody can do about it. I mean, when I was a little boy, I lived in the Midwest. And I used to hear, we weren't around with forest fires. So you turn on the news, radio, and you hear the government say, if we can't get a shift in the wind, we can't save it. Huh? And one day I'm grown. And it dawned on me, a state ain't never burned down. Why? Shift in the wind. Who controls that? The universe. That's all. Never have there been a state that burned down. Shift in the wind. So that you don't control. So you look at it and you think about, and then you got this new group of children, the indigo children. Shit. They're back going in and change everything around. That's who they are. Yep. So that's all I say about that. Somebody asked me about look, young black children with the crack and shit, drugged out. So I said, you know what? More you old black folks will die today by midnight tonight from strokes and high blood pressure than they'll OD from hard drugs in the next 20 years. All of it is addiction. You're addicted to salt and sugar. They're addicted to this. At least they don't have to take 15 different types of pills in the morning so they can eat a piece of bacon. You do. See, they never see. It's okay what they like. There it is right here. One soda pop will make your bloodstream 10,000 times more acid than the universe meant for it to be. Hey, I used to wake up with 15 bottles of Pepsi Cola in the morning. Sit on the porch, underneath the porch, and drink that shit, man. And then one day I sit the world's record in high school mile. I say, somebody out there doing something. I don't know what it is. But then you think billionaires. How come you think their children aren't athletes? All that shit's a violation.
He said he used to drink a lot of soda and because he says things fast and he's old. So he said until he set the highest world's record for highest gluten. Don't ask me what gluten is, but we can Google it. I don't know it off the top of my head.
They can go hide the right cultures, have the right diets, everyone. Poor ignorant folks that need something. And it's that. It's that. And then give them drugs and shit. And then wonder why I slapped my wife. It don't run off after you get off the field. That's what it's about.
You were telling us last time we met off camera, you had an analogy about the number of hours in a day. Is that something that you can share with us?
How you mean number of
Like
hours?
you said, like do the math. How many hours do you sleep? How many hours?
Oh, okay. So it's 24 hours to a day.
Yes.
So they tell you you're supposed to sleep what?
8 hours.
And so now you got how many left?
16.
And then you're supposed to work what?
8 hours.
And now you got what left?
8 hours.
You haven't cooked. You haven't got dressed. You haven't said hello to the children. You got sleep deprivation. That's how they get you. Sleep deprivation. Huh? You haven't watched TV. You haven't called your mother, your children. Sleep deprivation. It's right there. That's why the rich folks, you better not try to call their house after 8 o'clock at night. They sleep. You work midnight, what do they call the midnight shift?
The night graveyard shift.
Graveyard. What graveyard mean what?
Death. The cemetery.
Death. Okay. Death. Cemetery. Why? 90 minutes after the sun go down, your brain get recharged. After midnight, the charging stops. If you're not home by midnight, you turn into a what? The nursery rhyme. Pumpkin?
Yeah.
What's the only part of your body look like a pumpkin? Your fucking head.
New World Order. What do people mean when they use that term?
Nothing. Anytime my ignorant cousin know about it, he don't know about nothing else. He just give y'all something to hang on to, and y'all buy it. New World Order. You know, it don't mean nothing. They've been doing this shit. They've been building cities in outer space since 1963. That's what this shit's about. Let me tell you how genetic engineering works. Punch up BBC's wire service, that's British intelligence. And then put in make love, not war.
U.S. military pondered love, not war.
Mm-hmm.
BBC News. The U.S. military investigated building a quote-unquote gay bomb, which would make enemies.
Now they say contemplate. It's already built. They can go to a football stadium with 100,000 people and drop that genetic engineering. Everybody leave there gay. Okay? All right? That's all. They do the same thing with cannibals. Okay? That's where they are. Then they write the shit and make like, oh, they contemplate. No, oh, you really? Huh? That's genetically engineered. They took a June bug, we call them June bugs, we call them lightning bugs, and crossbreeded it with a carrot. And at nighttime, the carrot lights up. So I called my partner and said, what day you think they're gonna have a baby born and light up and kick ignorant folk like my mama that the second coming of Christ? Why wouldn't she believe it? He said, well, they just did it to a cat. They genetically engineered.
Did you hear what this man just said? He just said they can crossbreed lightning bugs with carrots. He says, so what's to stop them from crossbreeding a human with a lightning bug, the same genetic type of thing, and make the person glow and convince people that it's fucking God? Same thing with the holograms. The chemtrails ain't nothing but metals in the air. It's metals. What do metals do? They reflect light. So if they wanted to, they could project a hologram in the air and make it look like it's chariots coming from heaven. All kind of shit. That's why the Bible says in the end times, many will be fooled. Many will be fooled by signs and wonders.
BBC News. The U.S. military investigated building a quote-unquote gay bomb, which would make enemies.
Now they say contemplate. It's already built. They can go to a football stadium with 100,000 people and drop that genetic engineering. Everybody leave there gay. Okay? All right? That's all. They do the same thing with cannibals. Okay? That's where they are. Then they write the shit and make like, oh, they contemplate. No, oh, you really? Huh? That's genetically engineered. They took a June bug, we call them June bugs, we call them lightning bugs, and crossbreeded it with a carrot. And at nighttime, the carrot lights up. So I called my partner and said, what day you think they're gonna have a baby born and light up and kick ignorant folk like my mama that the second coming of Christ? Why wouldn't she believe it? He said, well, they just did it to a cat. They genetically engineered a tomato with a fish cell. So you can leave the tomato on the table and go to London, stay 6 months and come back, you'd be so pretty and red. But when you eat it, your body starts holding water. And your doctor would never understand it came from that. So he give you medicine, prescription to the
Reduce the water.
And you didn't have it. So that'll kill you. See how it works? That's what they're doing with genetic engineering. And been doing it. And what they're scared of now is artificial intelligence have taken over. And there's a handful of people that know that. That's what it is.
So we've already seen the convergence. When technology catches up with human.
Oh, it's been caught up now.
Okay.
Been caught up. And that might be what they did. They might decide we got to get off this planet. You know, we discovered something here we didn't think we was going to discover. So that's genetic engineering.
So what does America look like in the next 10, 50, 100 years?
Most of us in this room will be dead by Christmas. That's what the fuck it look like. You'll always want more time. More time to fuck you, cold back of your nuts so you can get more time. And the time's over. Huh? That's not run by us, that's run by the universe. Fucking time is over. Ain't no more. Motherfucker said, oh man, we need another king. The universal God said, one to a customer, nigga. You don't deserve two. It's a game. It's a game. So I'm just glad I'm here. I'll be here to witness. I told people that when Obama wins the first time, gonna run white folk crazy. Second time, gonna run them mad. You can deal with a crazy person, but a mad dog, you have to kill it. That's what's fixing to happen.
Mm.
That's what's fixing to happen.
You've elevated my consciousness with these conversations, and and learning more about your legacy. I'm a big believer in giving people their roses while they're still here. So just in the last.
Well, my belief is if you need some roses, I ain't gonna give them to you. It's bullshit. Huh?
I hear you.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You need some roses.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game. I'm just happy to know that Joe Morgan feels the way. I mean, people call me and tell me the stuff they're saying. And then I'm just happy to know that that they're putting the money into it. John Legend. What I didn't know, that there's few people that have had a play about them and they're still alive. And that creates some other problems. Because a friend of mine went to see it last night. See, I can't go see it till a certain time.
The premiere night.
And she said, wow, God, he have studied you. I said, yep. Now, when you come in there to see Turn Me Loose, you're going to see Joe Martin. So if I'm in the room, that fucks his shit up. Because people's looking at me and not him. That's why I just can't get up and go. So they got a time I'm going. It's the red carpet. And then time for my family to go. And they raised $50 million. It's in a theater that seats 120 something off Broadway. And then they'll get the reviews, and if it's hit, they'll move into Broadway. Thank God that there's folks out there that will hear this alive and feel it. You know, what it's like to be there when they're sitting out there waiting to kill you.
Well, you've had so many accolades. I mean, you can't let it go to your head.
I ain't never let it go to mine. Niggas made me. If it let it go to my head, you wouldn't be sitting with me. You had to go through bodyguards and go through white folks. Huh? I'm listed in the phone book. Always been. Huh? Always been. Listed in the phone book.
Right.
Huh? Black folks made me. Huh? They came and listened to me when I was making $5 a night. And when they got through, I was so funny, they pushed me all the way downtown where they couldn't afford to see me. That's why I go back. That's why when the government, Kennedy, cut off the food stamps in Mississippi so the black folk couldn't vote, I went and picked it up. Catch 70 tons of food every 2 weeks and paid for it out my pocket. Okay? And then the government got scared and said, well, we're getting bad press. Entertainers doing that, so they cut it off. That's the game.
I was just reading one of your books, The Shadow I Fear.
It scares me.
Scares me. What exactly is the shadow? Is it the United States? Like there's a picture of the Statue of Liberty on the cover. Is that the shadow, or is it what's that? Do you remember what that's?
Right.
Dick Gregory wrote a book called The Shadow That Scares Me. That's what they're talking about. Sometimes they be sounding too hard to hear, so yeah.
Right there.
The shadow that scares me.
The shadow. So you see the shadow. Okay. A French billionaire sent this here.
The Statue of Liberty.
Where the nigga was breaking the chain of slavery. And then white folks changed it. And the only place you can see it, if you go to the New York Library at 55th and 5th, they got the real one. It's a woman breaking the chains of slavery. And it was sent over here to honor black folks and ex-slaves. That's what I say.
Well, there's a chapter in here. America is my mama. I mean, can you speak to that? Because so many really like genius level black artists left America, at least for a time, because of the oppression. But what do you mean by America is my mama?
I don't know nothing else. I wasn't eating chitlins when I was in Africa. I wasn't eating watermelon when I was in Africa. Huh? I wasn't wearing zoot suits when I was in Africa. I wasn't getting my hair cut when I was in Africa. This bitch is my mama. And yours too. except I know it's mine. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But you hold this country up to certain standards.
Me?
Well, you fought, certainly, for civil rights, for truth.
Not for this country, man. You're getting really nasty now.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. I'm just listening to the shit you say. Read the motherfucker.
I have.
Huh?
I have read it.
And you think I'm holding it up? Huh? Whew, man, you scare me. I was born just as ignorant as you was, with a mama probably more ignorant than yours. And so don't make like I did something you couldn't do. And them niggas in Africa was doing shit over there with no Harvards and no Yales. Huh? I just told you with the book what the Statue of Liberty really looked like. And that's the shadow that scares me. Huh? Okay? It's a game. Okay. But you meet people out there that need your level so they can break to another level.
I think that's what's happening. I think people they're watching all of this. They're really tuning in. And
The time is over. You don't hear that because you part of this shit. You don't hear it. And that's why I ain't told you telling motherfuckers out there what to do to duck it, because you're not ready. Simple thing you do to duck it. So simple. Walk down the street with a motherfucking bodyguard. If I'm your bodyguard, an odor comes off me. That's why they invented perfume. That's why hoes over perfume, because you can't smell who they really are. So if I'm your bodyguard, I'm willing to kill or die for you. There's an odor that you smell. So when the real assassination come up, you can't smell it because you've been busy smelling mine. All killers have the same odor. Whether you're killing to save me or killing to kill me. Simple. That's simple. Kennedy had all them bodyguards. And not only did they shoot him, they sent the car back 3 hours later to Cincinnati to have it cleaned out and reworked. And I go around the world and I see all them hatchets that cut kings' heads off. 10,000 years old. What about forensic? What was that about? It's a game. It's a game. We stupid enough to believe that I would have became president. I ain't never took a science course in my life. But I'm gonna walk around with the box with the nuclear bomb in. You stupid enough to believe that? So, you gotta do is open it up. You got a pocket full of apples. I can't put diamonds in your pocket till you dump that bullshit. And I told Medgar, I said, keep your eye open because they're gonna get us tonight. You can feel it. Then my wife called and said to him, I need to talk. I need Dick to call me. They tell me his son just died. So Medgar couldn't tell me that. He said, you need to call your wife. Call your wife. She got something. I said, no, shit, no, man. Dude, watch these motherfuckers here. He said, well, I think you said something's wrong with us. Well, ain't nothing I can do about it. She got no sense to take him to the hospital. He said, he died. Fuck it. We soldiers on the front line. If I was in Vietnam, you motherfuckers wouldn't tell me to go home. Don't tell me now. And the reason I didn't get shot that night, my plane was late coming in, so the bags was in the car. So we had to go to Memphis because there's a flight out at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I went there and I hugged him. I said, man, I'm sorry, I can't be here to die with you. Just like that.
Now there's at the end of the book Nigger, it says your wife was upset and you told her, like you just get her out of her shock. You told her something.
No, a white boy called me. So you that rich millionaire nigga? I said, this is me, you motherfucker, you. Cause I just heard on the radio your son died. I said, did they tell you that motherfucker was insured for $100 million? Did he tell you that? Would you say that to my wife? No, he said, I'm glad. I said, would you say that to my wife? Hand her the phone. She's still sitting there rocking with the, bitch, we soldiers. We got time for this bullshit here. And that's when she dropped it.
All right, that was some cold ass shit he just said.
End of the book Nigger, it says your wife was upset and you told her, you know, like you just get her out of her shock. You told her something.
No, a white boy called me. So you that rich millionaire nigga? I said, this is me, you motherfucker, you. Cause I just heard on the radio your son died. I said, did they tell you that motherfucker was insured for $100 million? Did he tell you that? Would you say that to my wife? No, he said, I'm glad. I said, would you say that to my wife? Hand her the phone. She's still sitting there rocking with the, bitch, we soldiers. We got time for this bullshit here. And that's when she dropped it. And then we called the undertaker. He came and said, I'd come up talk to you. And you went, no, she ain't talking, I'm talking. So I go down. Told me what it was. Come on, man, this motherfucker's 2 weeks old, man. Me and her gonna ride in the limousine, that motherfucker gonna ride up front. That's simple. That's simple.
But did you ask her what she would have preferred if it had been your infant son or you who had died?
I didn't have to ask her. I know how this bitch think, man. She think like the typical nigga. You can go to war. I just told you. If I was in war, they wouldn't ask me. Ask that bitch what she think. Huh? Okay? That's white shit you talking about. Funerals and all that shit. Putting all that shit outside. That's white shit. Huh? I'm about to ask her that. Huh? Fuck them children. Huh? When that motherfucker come and take you, it don't ask you about your fucking family. Huh? So why, when I'm trying to liberate niggas, I got to ask about mine? That's all I'm saying. And fuck y'all, you don't have to understand me. I know me. I know how silly. I know the nigga shit I've done for white folks. Huh? I don't get no goddamn permission from you or her. Fuck y'all. Okay? I was where you all were. Huh? Like I said, white boy coming in and tell all the niggas that I kill, they're gonna kill me. Okay? I ain't going no goddamn where. Now I know you motherfuckers, oh, I'll go. You ain't going no goddamn where. But get the fuck out of here. I'm a soldier, man. That's what a soldier is about. Soldier ain't about family or mama or Mother's Day and that bullshit. And I learned that from this movement. I had a black cop. He was really white enough to be white, married to a black woman, lived in black community. But they thought he was white. So he was at the meeting. The next day they was gonna rope off the street at 16th and something. And then 2 blocks was all in rednecks with their guns and their pickaxes to kill us. They said, man, I'm just glad. Just want you to tell the people to cancel the rally. Thank you, man. I went there and got me a bottle of whiskey and went to sleep. Fuck them, these soldiers come out. We come out to die, let's die. So the next day we out there marching. And he see me, he can't talk to me because he's over suspicious that somebody know he a nigga. So he walk up to me and push me and say, what happened? Fuck you. You're a state trooper, I'm a soldier. Y'all ain't nothing but punks. So we get to the corner and I look down and I see them motherfuckers, man. See, the movement was 70% black women because the men couldn't show up till the weekend when they wasn't working. So we walking and singing, and now we in front of them. They move over to our side with their guns and shit, their pickaxes. And the sisters just sang, man, and sang and sang and sang. So all at once I see this funny look in one of them's face. And then I saw this fear. And I saw fright. And I saw these motherfuckers dropping their guns and shit. Why? Because when you're not scared and you're not full of hate, the motherfucker saw the Spirit of God coming out of us and got the fuck out of there. That's what it's about. And one time we in Dallas and the FBI come up and say to me, said, so-and-so have broke out to jail in Dallas and he's gonna come in, he's gonna kill you today. We'd like for you to counsel. I say, fuck you, why don't you go get the motherfucker gonna kill me? You come all the way out here to tell me, fuck you. So I had this little punky ass son. He liked to flirt with the girls and play during the march. So he back in the back of the line. So I'm marching and I'm thinking, God, man, if this bullet hits me, will it hit me in my head, my shoulder? Will I be able to get down in this ditch? Then all of a sudden somebody come up and touch me. It's my son. Hey, what the fuck you doing up here? He said, I just wanted the right to die with you. You know what I feel like when your son tell you that, man? I just want the right to die with you. That's what this movement was about. Are you ready? Because when you get that way, can't nothing touch you. Can't nothing touch you at all. So that's what this shit is about, man. I've been so happy.
Well, you know, I can't wait for more people to see these and for people to go see the play. You know, I know you don't like compliments, but I have to say you're a living legend. And
No, I don't mind that. I'm just saying you already told me that. So how many times you gonna tell me? Hey, hi there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Hey, God bless. It's Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory. And you watching Real Black. One of the cats is real black. The other one can't claim that. But y'all keep watching. Keep watching. Let me just say.
Hang on. Which one are you? I'm doing this out thing. Go. I'm doing it. All right.
God bless. This is Dick Gregory. Having fun. And you watching us have fun. Why? Because you're looking at Real Black. Real black. At least one of them is. But let me just say this here. There's a whole new rhythm in the world, and it's not on NBC or CBS or ABC. It's on shows like this, Real Black. Not the only one. There's 44,000 internet shows out here that's giving you the truth, and they can't kill everybody. So again, I just say, real black. That's what you're watching. And this is Dick Gregory saying have fun. Thank you.
All right, y'all. That was powerful. That's expected though. That's Dick Gregory for you. And so because I love this man so much, and I feel like this sector is filled with a lot of garbage. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna end this live, and then I'm gonna find another Dick Gregory video that's just as compelling, and I'm gonna start it up right after. So you already know how I feel. Salute to the panel, salute to the chat. You feel me? And I'm gonna be right back.